I'm an ecologist in the north of England, and welcome to a day surveying with me out in the North York Moors. Alright, we are on site. It is just after 9 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, we've got some quite wintry conditions today. It is snowing, which is absolutely fine as long as it doesn't cover the ground too much. It's quite nice being out in the snow, actually. You don't really get to come out in it very often. But I'm up here today doing a vegetation and soil depth survey. So this involves just walking across an area of land to some designated points. I'm checking the vegetation there, giving a percentage of the different species that I find, and then I'm taking the soil depth while I'm there. So I'll show you when I get to one of the points what I'm looking for. I'll see you in a bit. So we've just arrived at our first point. I've just measured the peat depth here, which is looking at about 20 centimetres of peat, which classes as shallow peat. Anything under 40 centimetres is counted as shallow. And now onto the vegetation percentages. So at this stop we have a few different types of vegetation that are quite common on moors and uplands, particularly in this area of the UK. So to begin with, we have heather, which is this here, which is probably one of the most common plants you'll see on moors and uplands. You'll see this everywhere. Also down here we have cowberry. That's what this thick-leaved, quite dark green plant is. And these thin spindles here in between are known as bilberry. We also have some bracken here, and dotted between a few of those are some mosses and grasses that I'm going to jot down the percentages of. So while I'm here, I'll note down all the percentages, the different species that I found, and answer a few questions about the area generally. For example, is there any trees? Is there any artificial drainage here? And then I'll move on and do that for the next point, and I'll keep going until I've completed all the points that I need to for today. Alright, bit of an update. I am exactly halfway through my points for the day, so I found a nice spot out of the wind to sit down for my lunch. And I thought I'd just talk you through this, which is my GPS unit that I use to navigate and collect the data points. So basically, on this unit is a collection of survey points and a route to walk between them, and then the boundary for the area that I'm working in. And I also collect all of the data on this unit, which is then transferred off that onto a computer for me to look at and analyse back in the office. But yeah, thought I'd just show you quickly. This is what I use to actually collect the data and to navigate around while I'm out here. Time for some lunch. Okay, we've just arrived at my final point. It is 3:45 in the afternoon. I've already done the peat depth. This is a shallow peat again, so only 10 centimetres here. And then very similar vegetation to what we had at the first point as well. The only difference being this here, which is called crowberry, which again is just very common for these areas. So I'm just going to record all the percentages here and then start my walk back to the truck. That's the end of today's survey. So I'll catch you later.